We're here today to interview about black men who have faced struggles and who have overcome their struggles and how they did that. What were their keys to success? And we're going to try to uplift other young black men and anyone who pretty much views the website. So, can you state your name, please?
Redell Freeman.
And what's your occupation?
Assistant Principal of Operations at Thomas Jefferson High School, Rochester, New York.
All right, tell me a little bit about where you're from.
I'm from Syracuse, New York, born and raised in Syracuse, as well as raised in Rochester. I spent part of my adolescent years growing up in the inner city of Rochester, New York.
And what was the neighborhood like that you grew up in?
Impoverished condition, a lot of drugs, a lot of partying, a lot of hanging out.
As far as struggles, so with all that, growing up in that type of environment, you had to face some struggles growing up. What were some struggles that you faced in about 60 seconds or less?
I was raised in a single family headed household. Mother and father, actually stepfather, separated when I was in elementary school. It was very difficult for my mom's raising 5 of us. Seeing what the typical impoverished kid would see, what we witness today.
And what does that look like?
It's hard struggles. Unable to pay bill, moving from house to house. You know, I attended about probably 10 or 11 different schools. Moved about 13 times during my adolescence. It was very rough.
So, even though it was as rough as it was, there had to be something that kept you on the right path. What was that catalyst?
To be different. I wanted to do whatever it took to not be in those type of conditions. And one of the things that my mother and some people before me would tell me was that get an education, son, get an education. So I really believed that if I got an education, which no one in my family had at that time, that things would be different. And I believe that.
Now that you've provided me the catalyst, what were the keys to that, to you being successful?
Perseverance was number one. I knew no matter what that I wasn't going to quit. First, I had to graduate from high school. Surrounded myself with friends who were going to college. My initial outlook on life was I thought I was going to go to the military, but all my friends was going to college. So I knew I had to go to college. I had a change of plans. So I went to college. And from there, I knew that I wasn't going to drop out. I wasn't going to be a part of that statistic.
So perseverance, and what would be 2 other keys?
Another key is having a deep faith in a higher being. Having a strong foundation that's not defined by man's principles, but a godly principles that I could stand on.
So you gave me faith, perseverance, and what would be your 3rd key to success?
Having goals, having dreams, and working to accomplish whatever it is that I set out in front of me. And making sure that I was strong enough, determined enough, brave enough to accomplish my dreams.
So, any last-minute words of inspiration for anyone who may be struggling, some words that may be uplifting?
Believe in yourself. Believe that if folks before you can do it, so can you. If we had ancestors who lifted us up out of slavery, jumped all type of hurdles, you can at least get an education. You could grab a hold of some keys that can open doors to whereas you could be a positive contributing member of society.
All right, thank you for your words of wisdom. I'm sure it will uplift many individuals.